Thanks for joining us. Dr. David Fitzsimmons, an assistant professor of English at Ashland University and a freelance writer and photographer, has been named a Sigma Pro photographer by the Sigma Corporation of North America. Some of Fitzsimmons' works include publishing international calendars with Barnes & Nobles and Brown Trout, writing and photographing for magazines including Ohio Magazine and Popular Photography and Imaging, and presenting slideshows and lectures around Ohio and the country, speaking about composition, natural history, and environmental conservation. Fitzsimmons is also working on 2 books named Animals of Ohio's Ponds and Vernal Pools and Waterfalls of Ohio. As an assistant professor of English at Ashland University, he incorporates photographs and other artworks in his classes as he teaches about today's increasingly visual culture. Fitzsimmons is one of 5 people who were chosen to be part of the Sigma Pros program in North America, which was created this November by Sigma to highlight professional photographers who are using Sigma equipment for their daily work.
The famous Ashland University cookie has found its way into many more stomachs. This year, Xantara Parks and Resorts have recently started using the Ashland University cookie to help promote their conferences. Diana Rahm, who is the regional director of sales for the resort, came up with the idea to use AU cookies after her daughter received one in the mail. Since 1991, AU Dining Services have mailed out Ashland's chocolate chunk cookies as a marketing strategy in order to recruit prospective students. Xantara credits AU with the idea and still uses the AU logos, colors, and even its school's website is listed on the back. Rahm said that their cookie tactic was a success and looks forward to next year's results.
Residents from the Ashland County area are invited to celebrate the holiday season with Ashland University's 33rd Madrigal Feast, which started on December 3rd and will run until December 7th. The Madrigal Feast is a dinner theater with entertainment before, during, and after the dinner. It is designed to suggest the time of Queen Elizabeth I, roughly around the 1600s. The entertainment is primarily musical with several theatrical providing a framework. Tickets are $24 for adults, senior citizens, and a youth faculty and staff, $14 for children under 12, and $21 for groups of 10 or more. The event starts at 6:30 p.m. and it is located in a used Redwood Hall. For more information, contact the box office at 419-289-5125.
Ashland University's Department of Music will be offering a free concert in the Center for the Arts building December 6th at noon. The department is presenting its 6th annual Tuba Christmas. It's directed by Dr. Scott Garlick and will feature tubas, baritones, and euphoniums playing Christmas songs. Tuba Christmas is performed nationwide by hundreds of different groups. This is a time where low brass instruments can play soft melodies instead of the harmonies that they normally play. For more information, please contact Michelle Williams at 419-289-5950 and be sure to go out and check it out.
Ashland University will host a Christian concert on January 16 featuring the groups Leland and After Edmond. It's going to be held at the Hugo Young Theater and doors will open at 7 p.m. Leland is a Grammy-nominated worship band. They aim to encourage young adults to live their life through the most passionate way possible, even when it's hard. Interesting message. And after the group, Edmond considers themselves a melting pot for Christian music. They became determined to share their love and faith for God and for others throughout their music. Tickets are now only $2 for U students, and to reserve your tickets, you can call the U-Box office at 419-289-5125. Make sure you get out there and show them some support. And still to come, a 63-year-old man was killed. Find out how. And a boy who was held captive is now free. Here's this story. And more tips for those students preparing for finals. It's all coming next after this break, only on Ashland 29 News. Stay tuned.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until You refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
What do a store owner, a mother of two, and an honor student have in common? They've all recovered from a mental health problem, and they're all part of our lives. Mental health problems are surprisingly common. They affect almost every family in America, maybe even yours. Get the facts about mental health. Call 1-800-789-2647 because mental health is part of all our lives.
Here's something to think about. New research shows that regular exercise and a heart-healthy diet may help to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Thinking ahead now might make all the difference tomorrow. For more ways to maintain your brain, visit the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
Not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president, but it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Is now a common phrase heard around the halls of Ashland Christian schools everywhere, as they have recently integrated Spanish into their curriculum. Ashland Christian schools have begun teaching Spanish in all their classrooms, from preschool to 8th grade. Spanish teacher Darcy Henry travels from room to room, attempting to broaden the students' worldviews with help of a different language. He believes that at a young age is the perfect time to start learning a foreign language. Rich Polix, Director of Development and Worldview, says ACS has a partnership with Logo Christian Schools in the Dominican Republic. They hope to eventually have the technology to link the schools through computers and webcams so students can really grasp an understanding of how big the world is. Polix is in the process of securing grants for this technology.
63-year-old Fred Klein from Sandusky was killed in a one-vehicle rollover crash on Sunday morning. Klein was driving a 1996 Ford Explorer east on US 250 at about 8:55 in the morning when the car slid off the roadway. The Explorer rolled at least twice before striking a utility pole, and the impact crushed the roof of the car over the driver's seat. The Polk Perry Jackson Fire Department used hydraulic equipment to free Klein from the wreckage. He was taken by the emergency squad but died on the way to Samaritan Hospital. The crash occurred during a 2-hour period in which 20 other weather-related crashes were reported. This was the third fatal crash in the country in 8 days. 82-year-old Dale Allison from Cinnamon Lake died on November 22nd in a two-vehicle collision at Ohio 89 and Ohio 302. 20-year-old Daniel Lucky from Akron was also killed in a two-vehicle crash on Interstate 71 on Tuesday.
A 17-year-old boy who was missing ran into an In-Shape fitness center in Tracy, California on Monday at about 4 p.m. The boy was covered in dirt, had a thick chain shackled to his ankle, was bleeding on his back, and also had a significant cut on his arm. The teen told gym fitness employees that he was taken from a group home and held captive about a year. 34-year-old Michael Shoemaker and 30-year-old Kelly Shoemaker are being questioned by the police after being apprehended at a Tracy home where the boy was supposedly held. The boy was taken to Sutter Tracy Community Hospital and is currently in serious but stable condition.
Police arrested the estranged brother-in-law of Jennifer Hudson on Monday in the death of Hudson's mother, brother, and younger nephew. William Balfour was arrested at Stateview Correctional Center and released to detectives as he awaited formal charges in the shooting of Hudson's relatives. The bodies of Jennifer Hudson's mother and brother were discovered on October 24th at the family's home on the south side of Chicago. The body of 7-year-old nephew was found 3 days later in a sport utility vehicle on West Side. All three had been shot. Balfour has refused to take a lie detector test and has not had anyone assigned to represent him at this time.
Anti-government ties protested to end the obstruction of Bangkok's airports on Tuesday. The protest happened after the Prime Minister, Somchai Wongsawat, was banned from politics for 5 years and his party was separated for vote fraud. This decision was made by a constitutional court ruling. Government party members said they would switch to a new shell party and vote for a new Prime Minister on December 8th. Setting the stage for another flashpoint in Thailand's 3-year political crisis. The airport's operator said a decision would be made on Wednesday when flights in and out of the capital could resume. The chaos may soon be over for thousands of travelers in Thailand, but the country's wider conflict between the people who are loyal to Thaksin and those who are loyal to Bangkok's elites seem to still be a problem in the country. Thanksgiving is come and gone, and now Christmas is almost here. Will we see snow this Christmas? Well, we'll find out the weather updates with Leland Gottlieb coming up next. We'll be right back.
Neurofibromatosis.
Neurofibromatosis, or NF, is a genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow anywhere on or in the body. It can lead to blindness, deafness, loss of limbs, brain tumors, and severe disfigurement.
Neurofibromatosis.
Let me make it easy for you. Children's Tumor Foundation. The Children's Tumor Foundation, dedicated to ending neurofibromatosis through research. Let's all start saying it.
Children's Tumor Foundation.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, bonds.
And CDs.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world, dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Is she thirsty or diabetic? Is he tired or arthritic? Subtle behavioral changes can be early signs of disease in pets. These changes are often less obvious in cats, which can be better than dogs at hiding illness. But a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent many health problems before they become serious. So call your veterinarian and schedule your pet's wellness exam today.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I am Leland, the weatherman Gottlieb, bringing you, yes, Ashland's weather. Well, folks, it's been pretty cool here the last few days after a pretty potent cold front has moved through the area. Temperatures are in the low 30s in Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati, and here in Ashland. And it doesn't look like it's going to get warmer anytime soon. As you can see to the west, the temperatures are in the teens and 20s, and that's what's pushing into our area. As we switch maps here now, we can see the current surface map. With this current surface map, we see that there's a high pressure system that is moving into our area. And we have isobars that are really close together, which means really windy conditions. So there's a cold front that has moved through the area, and these isobars are really close. So we have a high pressure system pushing into our area, which means clear skies, but windy and cool conditions. We can see that on the current wind picture map, which shows that winds are 20 to 25 mile per hour behind this cold front, and it looks like these will be here for the next few days. Lastly, as we take a look at the current water temperatures around the lakes, these pretty much dictate whether we'll see lake effect snow, and we can see temperatures are still above freezing. So with those cool winds pushing down from the north, we see cool air over the warm waters, and that leads us with some lake effect snow showers. So we'll see that the next few days. Now let's take a look at that all-important 3-day forecast. We can see that temperatures will be remaining in the cooler sector for the next few days, and it looks like, my estimates right now, we'll see a white Christmas, around a 55% chance. That's all I have for weather. Here's Brendan with sports.
Thanks, Leland. I'm Brendan Bittner, and now it's time to get a look at your Ashland University sports. The men's basketball team entered their November 25th game at Slippery Rock with a 2-0 record and an offense that averaged 100 points a game. They nearly lived up to that scoring average, but could not hold off Slippery Rock, who took the 101-94 win. Ashland trailed 45-42 at halftime and briefly took a 53-52 lead early in the second half. The Rock, though, stomped the Eagles after that, going on a 14-2 run, forcing Ashland to try and play catch-up the rest of the way. Brett Wackerly paced the Eagles with 29 points on 10 for 18 shooting, and he hit 5 threes in the game and also dealt 5 assists. Cale Richardson posted a double-double with 20 points and 11 boards, and Byron Hatcher came off the bench to contribute 20 points. The shocking numbers come off the Slippery Rock side, though. Kyle Camper scored 9 points on 3 for 6 shooting. That's pretty normal, right? And he dished out 21 assists and turned the ball over 12 times. That's some kind of night, good or bad. Michael Evans Jr. led all scorers with 37 points, and his teammate Donnell Stevens chimed in with 31 and 17. The Eagles are on the court in less than 3 hours to take on Ferris State at 7:30 at Cates Gymnasium. The women's basketball team opened up the Holiday Inn Express tournament against Urbana on Saturday. The Eagles won 92-63 with a great offensive show. Ashland led in fast break points 25-5, and Alethea Lamberson moved into second place on AU's all-time assist list with her performance, totaling 8 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Senior Betsy Morrison led the way for the Eagles as she poured in 17 points and 6 rebounds. Mickey Coons, Lisa Grau, and Lindsay Warren also scored in double figures. Ashland moved to 3-0 on the year and moved on in the tournament as well. The Eagles next took on Slippery Rock. Ashland controlled the first half, leading 42-28, and Sue Ramsey made sure the Eagles would not surrender as they started the second half on a 15-5 run. The Eagles put the gear into cruise control from there and won the tournament with a final score of 78-51. Lindsay Warren led the Eagles with 23 points, and Betsy Morrison grabbed 16 boards to go along with her 8 points. Lisa Grau and Mickey Coons each tallied 10 points for the Eagles as the team moved to 4-0 on the early season. The Eagles are getting set to play Ferris State in about 45 minutes, so after this broadcast, head over to Cates Gymnasium and check out the undefeated Eagles play the Bulldogs. Up next is Victoria with your health report, so stay tuned.
She won her first race by 13 lengths. The next month, she broke her leg. Using a surgical procedure developed through research with animals, doctors repaired it. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Unleashing a furious one on the outside, and a 6/8 of a mile from the wire. Willie Collins is there. Personal Ensign, a dramatic finish.
Personal Ensign ran 13 times and retired as an undefeated champion. You see, animal research saves animals too.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
An Arizona woman is suing a hospital over her husband's death.
which happened after an 8-hour wait in the emergency room. Robert Swetzer went on to the ER February 9th because he thought he was coming down with a cold and was experiencing symptoms of coughing, loss of energy, and severe back pain. According to the report, the ER was crowded because it was the start of Tuscan's flu outbreak. Rachel Swetzer, his wife, said her husband was given a preliminary assessment at 7 p.m. and was never reassessed during the next 8 hours. The medical examiner reported it was the methicillin-resistant form of staph, or MRSA, that caused Robert Swetzer's pneumonia and death, most likely. A disturbing new study found older people who are depressed are more likely to develop a dangerous type of internal body fat, the kind that can lead to diabetes and heart disease faster than those who are not depressed. People with depression were twice as likely as others to gain fat, the kind that surrounds internal organs and often shows up as belly fat. The research is the first large study to track people over time to see if those with depression were more likely to gain the weight. The study used 2,088 people, all in their 70s, and they were followed for 5 years. There were 84 people with depression symptoms at the start of the study. They gained on average 9 square centimeters of fat compared to the 2004 people who weren't depressed. Those people lost fat on average 7 square centimeters. This suggests depression has a specific tie with fat gained around the organs and the abdomen. The good news is this fat is easier to lose than subcutaneous fat. Experts argue that the world has entered post-AIDS era in which the disease spread has been largely curbed in much of the world except Africa. Other experts disagree to say the turnaround is very recent, and it would be wrong to think the epidemic is under control. UN officials roughly estimate that about 33 million people worldwide have HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. Scientists say infections peaked in the late 1900s and are unlikely to spark big epidemics beyond Africa. By 2006, AIDS funding accounted for 80% of all American aid for health and population issues, according to the Global Health Council. AIDS advocates say their projects do more than curb the virus. Their efforts strengthen other health programs by providing basic health services. But across Africa, about 1.5 million doctors and nurses are still needed, and hospitals regularly run out of basic medicines. And now, just a few health tips from TV2 to you to try and follow in order to keep the stress levels down and your health in an all-time high. 1. Get plenty of rest. We understand that finals are coming up, and AU students are pulling overnighters, trying to cram, but all that cramming is not good on a sleepy mind, and holiday cause an excess amount of unwasted stress. A little bit of exercise can help eliminate that. It will keep you in shape and help keep off the stress. 2, relax. Take a deep breath, and whatever you don't pull out your hair, so try not to stress out too much. It's not good for your health, but of course you knew that. That's all the health I have for tonight. Let's see what's new in entertainment with Laura. Thank you, Victoria. I'm Laura Roberts, and let's take a look at entertainment straight from Hollywood. First, we have Robert De Niro lampooning Hollywood in his new comedy. The Tinseltown vet stars in What Just Happened, the film which tells the story of 2 weeks in the nail-biting life of a middle-aged Hollywood producer who's desperately trying to balance a set of outrageous crises in his day job and then also handle his equally complicated private life. The film is based off the book Bitter Hollywood, Tales from the Front Line by A-list producer Art Linson. You may know veteran producer by some of his other film credits, including Into the Wild and Fight Club. He decided to turn his hand to writing, this being his first memoir. When asked why the book was made into a version for the silver screen, De Niro was quoted saying, "I read the book and I laughed through the whole book. So I called Art and said, why don't we make this into a movie? And there you have it, the word of De Niro." If you go see this film, you will also recognize some other A-list stars, such as Bruce Willis and Sean Penn. Well, it looks like it's Cirque du Spears. Britney Spears' new album, Circus, dropped on December 2nd, which is also the singer's 27th birthday.
The album released to mixed reviews. Obviously, the track that carries this album is the Cabaret meets Flashdance tune, Womanizer. Another promising track is Unusually You, a pulsating ballad where a woman of experience unexpectedly finds love. Then there are tracks such as Papi, which Spears dons a fairly horrific pan-Latin accent. Spears' album Blackout debuted last year with the same reviews. The difference is, Circus is a much lighter album, more pop sound. Blackout was a darker with a more edgier sound. Spears was quoted saying, "Blackout was done at a time when I was going through a really dark period in my life, so a lot of the songs reflect that." Spears is celebrating her 10th year in the music industry, with Circus being her 6th studio album. Now we are going to switch gears over to another former child star trying to clean up his act. Gary Coleman is pleading no contest to a disorderly conduct charge. The 40-year-old former Different Strokes actor was ordered to pay $100 in fines to a Payson, Utah court on Tuesday. Coleman also pleaded no contest to a reckless driving charge. This charge will be dropped if he has no more violations this year. According to court documents, Coleman, his wife, and his bodyguard were going out for bowling in Payson, Utah, about 60 miles south of Salt Lake City. While at the bowling alley, Colt Rushton took a few pictures of Coleman with his cell phone camera while Coleman was bowling. Then while he was also in the parking lot, Coleman's wife took Rushton's phone and a scuffle ensued. Then Coleman allegedly backed into Rushton while he was pulling away. There's always drama in Hollywood, folks. Before we go, we're going to take a look at the top 5 movies that made it big at the box office this past weekend. Rounding out the top 5, native Aussie actors Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman star in Australia, about an English woman and a cattleman attempting to save her ranch. It ranked in $14.8 million. Number 4, the James Bond thriller Quantum of Solace earned $19.5 million. It's vampire love at 3, with the hit book series turned into movie Twilight, which brought in $26.3 million. Just beating out Twilight for the number 2 spot is Bolt, an animated movie about a superhero dog who realizes he doesn't need his make-believe powers. This movie earned $26.5 million. Finally, landing in the top spot, Four Christmases, a comedy starring Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. The couple struggles to fit in visits with all 4 divorced sets of parents on Christmas Day. Four Christmases grossed a total of $31.6 million. Have a great holiday season, everybody. But wait, before we go, here's a look at your top 5 hit songs. Number 5 is Katy Perry with Hot and Cold. Number 4 is T.I. with Whatever You Like. Beyonce is in the number 3 spot with If I Were a Boy, and she's also in the number 2 spot with Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It. And last but not least, the number 1 song hitting the billboards and probably on the radio as we speak is this person's second smash on the countdown. Coming in at number 1 is T.I. featuring Rihanna with Live Your Life. Congratulations to T.I., Beyonce, and Katy Perry for making the top 5 in music. That's it for this week's Entertainment Report. I'm Laura Roberts. TV2 will be back after the break.
Our children want to know everything about the world around them. And yet sometimes what they discover makes them feel vulnerable and insecure. In times like these, they need the comfort of an adult, the honesty of parents, and playtime to help them deal with their feelings and fears. Time that will literally heal their hearts. The gift of imagination allows children to see a better world. Playtime allows them a chance to practice creating it. Don't underestimate the power of play.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand. we are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Heed your country's call. Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve, the shield of freedom.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. TV2's very own Jake Bleach and Shane O'Neill took it to the streets to find out that AU students thought about their time at Ashland University and what they thought about Jake and Shane's time at Ashland with their final edition of Men on the Streets. Let's take a look.
Hey there, I'm Jake.
And I'm Shane.
And we're the Men on the Street. And this is the graduation celebration finale edition of Men on the Street.
Our farewell episode, if you will.
Seeing as how it's December, as you know, and you don't really hear much about December graduates. Everybody makes such a big deal about May graduates, so guess who's going to make a big deal about it?
These guys.
And we're going to be a little self-centered about it too. So let's find some of our friends and see what they think about us leaving.
Hi, Shane O'Neill here with Sean Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Sean. We have a December graduation coming up in a minute here.
Okay.
Well, not in a minute, in a few days. And Jake and I are going to be leaving.
No!
Now saying next to
John Good.
And you are a
sophomore.
All right, so you have a couple years before you graduate.
Yeah.
You may know Shane and I are graduating in approximately 10 days. What I want to know is, are you going to miss anything specifically when you leave Ashland in a couple years?
Probably the food and the fact that I don't have to, really clean up after myself.
Hello again. I'm standing here with
Erica.
Erica. What year are you?
I'm a junior.
I used to be a junior. Had so much time left. Cherish it. All right. So, when you finally do graduate, what will you miss most about Ashland?
Whoever has that green laser, I'm going to miss that. I've been harassed by it, and I enjoyed it.
Pranksters. That's who.
All right, I'm Jake. I'm standing alongside Cassie. Cassie, what year are you here at Ashland?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior, but are you graduating in just a few days like Shane and myself?
No, I'm not.
Okay, let me ask you a few questions. Throughout your tenure here at Ashland, what have been some of your favorite memories?
Favorite memories? I don't know.
All right, I'm here with Nicole Hale. Now, Nicole, what year are you now?
I am a senior.
Oh, are you graduating in December?
No.
I'm now standing next to Cody White, and you are a freshman, and you're graduating in approximately 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. So the basic question is, when you finally get to leave Ashland, what are you going to miss the most?
I am going to miss the people that I've met here, the wonderful people that I've come to know and love. I probably miss them a lot.
Now that's assuming everything goes well in the next couple of years.
All right, now we're here with Tuan Kula, and she has a very special memory to share about me and Jake.
I can never remember which one's which. This is Jake and this is Shane.
We look so much alike. When you graduate, what are you going to miss most about being here?
Nothing.
Now this is a little bit more specific. I know you live on the same floor as Shane and I.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're going to miss about Shane and I after we leave? Because we know that we have a huge impact on this campus.
Seeing your bright smiles in the morning.
You know what I'll miss? The time the A&H vending machine thought everything was a nickel, and Shane and I cleaned it out.
What year are you here?
Like when I'm going to graduate?
Yeah.
2011.
2011. Now, when you graduate, what are you going to miss most about Ashland? I don't know. Here's one thing I'd like to ask. Now, seeing as you are a friend of Jake and myself, I was wondering if you ever once, in 4 years, listened to our radio show.
I did once.
I don't know if I believe you.
I did, because I called in and requested a Broadway musical song.
Did we play it?
Yes, you did.
All
It was
right.
my freshman year, though.
Oh, when you were still trying to earn our friendship?
Very much so.
I really need to apologize. We're running low on time. we're going to have to continue the man on the street at our magical rehearsal this evening. So bear with us.
We'll see you there.
Hi.
Hey, we've arrived at Madrigal's rehearsal, and now we're going to interview some of our Madrigal's cronies. Yeah. What will you miss the most about being at AU when you graduate?
That's a lame question. Morgan.
You're lame.
Jake and Shane.
Good answer.
But I'm Jake, and I'm sitting alongside...
Hello, I am William Shakespeare.
Actually, you can just use your real name. This is just for the news.
William Shakespeare.
What grade are you, William?
I am in not college. I am in paper writing.
You can...
Okay, what is your favorite memory of Jake and myself?
You spit on me. I got it. Were you on ice skating? Jake had to use one of those walkers. A walker. And he fell on his phone. And broke his phone.
But Shane and myself are graduating in approximately 10 days. What are you going to...
It's 9.
What are you going to miss most about us when we leave?
I like the camera. They let me use the headphones. I love you guys. Shifting gears a little bit, Jake and I are graduating in approximately 10 days. Can you believe it?
No.
Neither can we. Okay, what are you going to miss most about me and Jake?
Not Jake.
Good answer.
All right. Well, I guess we didn't make as big as an imprint as we originally thought, but with all joking aside, we would like to thank Ashland University and TV2 for 4.5 wonderful years.
I'm sure it wasn't always so easy putting up with the men on the street. Anyways, this is Jake and Shane signing off for Men on the Street for one final time.
Bye.
Later.
Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like the women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times
Wow, that was exciting, and this is TV2's last newscast for fall semester. But be sure to catch us next semester. And finally, the moment you have all been waiting for, TV2's test-taking tips. 1, get enough sleep. 2, eat. It's important to feed that brain of yours.
3, be prepared. 4, pay attention to details. 5, simply relax. It'll all be over before you know it. Remember that finals are meant to recap all the information you have learned throughout the school year. So it should be a breeze. Another good thing about finals is that it could help out your final grade in a class if you do well. Well, that's all the tips we have for you, so good luck with finals.
Hey guys, what's everybody up to for Christmas break?
Well, I am going on a cruise with my family and my boyfriend to the Caribbean, so I'm very excited.
I'm just gonna, hang out with the family and my friends back at home.
Nice. I'm just gonna catch up on sleep and maybe go shopping in Cleveland, so it should be exciting and relaxing.
Hey, maybe we can meet up in Cleveland, but
Maybe not.
I plan on eating all the leftover Christmas cookies.
Well, that about does it for tonight news.
We would just like to thank our TV2 crew, and if you're interested in helping out with Ashland's TV station, you can email us at tv2@ashland.edu. And a special thank you to all of TV2's graduating seniors, anchors Jake Beckley and Shane Pryor, and TV2's very own director, Sean Eaton. Thank you so much for all your hard work and making these newscasts a success.
Thanks for joining us again. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
At least remember to say bye, please.